Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Veer, and today we'll be solving LeetCode question 1437 to check if all ones are at least length k places away. So basically it is a LeetCode easy question and we'll be solving it. I will be explaining you the concept first and then we will be doing the solution together. I will be coding it out and as well as explaining you on the way. Also daily update, I'm maintaining my streak, so it's already 106th day and I will be doing it every day, and you can come back to my channel every day for daily explanations of lead code questions done easy. So first thing is, imagine, let me tell you the main thought process or the concept behind it. Imagine you are standing in a line, okay, and the rule is every person wearing a red shirt or a specific color shirt must keep at least k empty spots between them. The empty spots can be anything, the tile between them or the few distance between them of empty spots. So we have just imagined that they have to every person wearing a red shirt must keep at least k empty spots between them. So suppose if any two red shirt people stand too close, then the rule is broken. Suppose there's a rule that you have to stand away k empty spots, just like in this question. And then if they stand near or closer than the k empty spots which is already given in the question or in the input, then the rule is broken. And that is exactly what we are going to do, but with an array of zeros and ones, which is basically a binary array. Okay, so for beginners, binary array means an array including only 0 and 1s. So let's read out the question for the understanding. We are given a binary array and we have to check if every pair of ones are at least k places away from each other and has at least k zeros between them. K places away from each other, otherwise written false. K places means here in this case, since we know either in a binary array it is ones or zeros, so in this case if it is we have to calculate the distance between ones, then the other component left is zeros, and if it is k places then it will be k zeros. So that is how we are trying to understand it and build intuition on the way. Okay, I hope you guys are able to understand the question and see it properly. You can also go to the website or just type in on the web like LeetCode 1437. I will also attach the link of the question in the description along with my solution of the GitHub repo that I will be uploading. Okay, so now let's go in simpler words. Let me define it again. Whenever you see two ones, the gap between them must be greater than or equal to k. So like this k is the minimum gap. Here we are given an array 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 1. So here k equals to 2. So that means between any ones there should be at least a gap of k spaces, which is 2 spaces, and these spaces obviously will include 0 because 1 is already there. So it will be including 0. So here if all the ones obey this condition, then the output will be true, which is true in this case because after everyone there is at least k 2k spaces of difference. Here though there it is more than 2 spaces, here it is at least 2 spaces. So like that is why each of the ones are at least 2 places away from each other. I hope you guys are able to see it on the dark background, otherwise you can let me know and I can teach on the white background. Same for this example. That is what we are going to do. Now for the main intuition part, we have to think of an array about like a number or something. Like suppose it's given an array like 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 1. So we can index it. So like it will have index 0, it will have index 1, it will have index 2 3 4. Like I will also zoom it for you guys to specifically explain this. So like it will have index 0 1 2 3. That is how we do positive indexing. And negative indexing is basically when we index it from the behind. So like if we do it from the beginning, it is 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 starting from the 0 itself. And if we do negative indexing, it starts from -1. So here it is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. Why I'm telling you this? Because if someone is a complete beginner and trying to learn and understand it while solving questions and trying to understand concepts, so I'm trying to explain the concepts also, like the whatever concepts being used. So here that is the kind of concept that we'll be using. So here the ones are at position if we have these kind of ones, like here it is a 1, then it is a 1, and it is a 1. So here the 1 is at index 0, then index 4, and then index 6. So we have to check the gaps. Here it is 3 gaps, here it is 2 gaps. So if it is less than 2, then it fails, but here it succeeds. So now let's go to the main intuition of it. Suppose what we will be doing is we will be scanning this array or whatever array that we are taking an input. I'm taking this example basically to explain the concept, then obviously we will type out the code itself and then we will understand it properly. So let's take this array itself, and we will have to only consider the distance between the consecutive ones or the next ones and the spaces between them. This is the whole summary. So let's consider the variable ones as last. Suppose like if I'm scanning array from left to right basically in this manner, then I am taking this one first because I found the one itself at the beginning, so I will be taking it as last until I find another one, and then I will be updating it the last, then I will be updating in the last until I find the complete last one, and I will be updating the condition also using the for loop and the if statement. As far as yes, it is the for loop and the if statement, that is what I've thought also. So we'll be having condition like, suppose first we will be scanning it, so if num equals to 1, then we will be considering it as the last one, and if it is not equals to the last one, if we find another one, then it won't be equal to last one, the updated one will be the last one, and that is how we'll be going. And also counting the spaces in between them by checking the gap, which we will be using the formula for I minus last minus 1, which is basically counting the gap between the ith index at whatever index we are while scanning the array from left to right using the last ones. Suppose I'm scanning, I am at this one. Okay, this is what index? 0 1 2 3, fourth index. So I am at fourth index and I'm at this one. So I don't know if it is the last one or something, I have to scan more also. So if I scan this one, then it automatically updates that this is the last one. So that is how it gets updated. And also the spaces between them also gets updated by the formula I minus last minus 1, which means the index, which is I, and then the last which we consider at that time, and minus 1 to because it starts from 0. So that's why. And if it is if all the conditions are true, like suppose all the ones follow that consecutive spaces gap, then it is a true thing, and if it is not, then it is a false, simple thing. And that's why we will be using a boolean function for that, because basically it is a true or false stuff. So let me go to the original size and start doing the solution. Hope you guys are able to understand it. Let me type out the solution itself, and then you will be able to make sense of it even better. Okay, so let me maximize it as much as I can, because I know you guys are watching in a screen, maybe on a phone or on a laptop, so this helps out. So this is I will be doing in Java, C++, C++ also you guys can try it out, or whatever language, but I will be preferring Java. So it is already given that it is a boolean thing, because either the output will be true or false. That is also a main thing. In data types in Java or in different languages, there is a data type called boolean, which returns only two kind of values: 0 or 1. 0 means false, 1 means true. So public boolean k length apart, we have the nums array int num and the space. So this is the two things that we'll be taking as input also. So let's start coding. So first we will be defining the last variable. As you know, in every video, first we define for what we want. Like if we are looking for last and we are checking it, so first we will be defining the variable index of the last variable, the last one seen, which will be -1, because it is like the negative indexing, index of last seen one. And then we will be running a for loop itself directly. So sorry, for int I equals to 0, and then it will be less than nums dot length. It is a basically length function which controls it till the nums length itself. Otherwise we have to provide a parameter for it. So this is the parameters we are providing. And within the for loop, I will also advise the new learners to be very good and practice all kinds of for loops, while loops, if statements, else statements, because even if you understand the concept, this is the main thing. First thing is the concept. If you understand it, suppose I explained the concept today, I explained this in this thing, yesterday I explained the concept of another thing, before that I explained the concept of gray code. So there are different concepts obviously, but other than that, Other than those concepts, there's also a common thing, a common repetition, which is the repetition of for loops. So that is very important even for a beginner who wants to learn it quickly. Also, I would recommend, don't even if you want to like hustle through it and do it very quickly and skip topics, don't skip the loops part. Loops and functions are very important. So here we are like, if like, let me write the code and I will explain you guys. Here we are running a for loop which will be going through the length of the array completely and incrementing it, and if it is completely equal to 1, then we will be running a nested if statement within that, if it is equal to 1 or if it is not equal to 1. So let's do that. That's what I'm doing right now. If last is not equal to 1, then again we will be referring it as the gap. So first we are checking if it is if the value is equal to 1, because for that is the main concern, that the value should be 1, otherwise it is 0. Then we have to skip it and scan to the left or right side of the array, further array. But if it is 1, then we have to check the consecutive gaps. So like here we are checking if it is 1, and if last is not equal to -1, if these two conditions are true, then we are checking the gaps. Okay. So if the gap is less than k, then return false. Less than k means like the gap that is already given by the user or the input is, we have to follow that there should be at least k or greater than k gaps. So that is what they are following here. Okay. And if the last one is greater than, is equal to I, which is basically the updating the index of I, which we have taken in the beginning -1, because we are taking the index of last seen one. So that is what we are doing, and now we will be returning it true if this statement is true. Basically, wait, let me write it out first. Return true. Yeah. So if this statement is true, this one, then we will be returning true basically. So let's run it. Okay, great. Now let me submit it and let me take it to its original size. If I'm okay, let me increase the size a bit. If I'm submitting the problem, okay, so like I am completing the streak also of the day, and also like it has a good time complexity basically, and the solution is also pretty good. So here you can like see this solution itself. I am zooming it out. So this is the complete solution. It is a very easy problem and all the test cases have been passed. The time complexity is great. It beats 99.71%. And this is my first time solving this thing. Obviously, I know the concepts and everything. That's why I'm also able to explain on the go. But this is my also very first time solving this problem, and it is a pretty easy one. Obviously, you have to understand the concept, the loops, and the Boolean part. So thank you. Let's meet tomorrow again for the streak.